Harvick comes out first after being your race leader. Keselowski drops a spot because of that move by Johnny Sauter. 7 positions. We'll see if he's going to hang on and battle with Harvick. See if Keselowski can get by and battle for the win here at Gateway. Tomorrow, the Rolex Sports Car Series thunders into New Jersey to continue an explosive season of racing. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series from New Jersey tomorrow live 1 Eastern, only on Speed.
The Gainesville car is on the pole up there. John Fogerty, Alex Gurney, team drivers.
Those guys mix it up, don't they? They battle hard.
How about 5 grills right here at this man's discretion?
Well, he may want an options. We like options.
Well, when this race is over, obviously we got nationwide qualifying, a big race tonight. I might go find that guy.
I bet he's got some food down
See
there
if I
for
can
you.
pick off a piece of chicken. I use an easy grill.
Under the hood of the 7 of Justin Lofton. Again, there was smoke rolling out from underneath that truck and had fluid on the racetrack, and they were thinking that it was coming from this truck. See the NASCAR officials down there checking as well. Just 33 laps to go. Kevin Harvick in front of this field. Adam Alexander, what's going on down there?
The last thing we had heard before he came back down pit road here, Rick, is they thought perhaps it was an oil line, but you saw the crew investigating the situation. Now they think the fluid may be coming out of the oil pan. Mark Brett, the crew chief, said, take it behind the wall.
That's unfortunate. We've talked about Justin being able to get competitive. Had a big year last year in ARCA, winning races, and you know, came into Iowa with a refreshed attitude. That whole team. They said, you know, last year when you won all the time, you were a lot more fun to be around. How about let's just throw caution to the wind and try to get us some wins? Looked like you had a great run going in Iowa. Was going to get a top 5 finish. Didn't happen, and now trouble again here today.
Yeah, too bad. He was running up in the top 10 for the majority of the race. Stacey Compton on pit road. Stacey, I think, got the Aaron's lucky dog on this caution flag, and they came in for some pretty serious work here.
You think that's chassis adjustments? Maybe doing some things
shock
with the front
adjustments,
end,
maybe,
seeing if they can get the truck to work better. Obviously, he's struggling. He had fallen back to 21st and was off the lead lap. Now he's got the free pass. He's back in action, back in business, try to rebound and get something out of this thing. Phil, what are these guys thinking? They haven't been able to touch Harvick all day long. Are they racing for second? Does your attitude change? Do you just say, well, let's get 2 tires and see if we can hold off the rest, because we know we can't do anything with that guy?
I think Johnny was battling for around the 10th position, and I think with about 30 laps to go when we restart this race, it'll be 31. I think he's thinking, if we can improve our position, this is not our day. If we can improve our position, finish 5th or 6th maybe, he probably realizes he's going to give up a couple trucks. But some of those guys that did fuel only on the last pit stop,
they hung
pretty well. So I think it's reason to be cautiously optimistic.
Right. You got to be realistic, like you said. And realistically, they're not going to get Harvick unless he has a problem. So get all you can and forget about him.
Green flag back in the air. Kevin Harvick, bottom of the racetrack. Johnny Sauter on his outside. Again, Johnny Sauter playing the pit road strategy game to get into the 2nd position, and he's staying right with Kevin Harvick on this restart.
That may be as close as Johnny's going to get to Kevin right there, as strong as that 2 truck has been.
Well, it's real important for Johnny to have some good opening laps here. You know, his tires are older. These guys that have on fresh tires, their air pressures are down. They won't be at their optimum for 2 or 3 laps. If he can just hold them off for a couple laps, then that'll pay dividends as they race forward.
The 29 of Keselowski, the 30 of Bodine have both shown some strength. The 3 of Austin Dillon has shown strength. I think right now, if Johnny would settle in about 5th or 6th, I think he'd be happy. Anything more than that, it's going to be a bonus.
Like I said, if he can just keep them from freight training him early, that means if Keselowski doesn't get under him early and open the door for a bunch of other trucks, wait till they spread out some before Keselowski makes a move, that'll pay off for him.
Slow truck on the track. That's the 07. Tony Jackson Jr.
Tony was up in the top 15. Had a good run going, stayed on the lead lap this entire race. Obviously, pretty serious problems. They're going by him on both sides.
Yep. Got into the outside wall somewhere. The whole right side of the truck scraped off. Probably pretty hard contact too. Yeah, that's
out of 2.
Got a bad angle. You knew when he was headed that direction.
Hit it again too. So that's enough contact. He'll have to come to pit road. He's knocked the front end all out from underneath that truck.
Battle for second. Here comes Brad Keselowski looking to the inside of that 13 of Johnny Sauter.
See if Johnny tries to hang tough on the outside. Brad's going to clear him before they exit turn number 4.
Now does Brad Keselowski have anything for the 2 truck? After his pit stop, hoping that he could hang with that 2 of Kevin Harvick. The difference between the two, less than 1 second.
That's a good 3 or 4 laps, though, for Johnny Sauter, Rick. He was able to get a gap on 4th place when he was passed by Keselowski. It gave him a hole to get in, and now he can try to click off a few more laps before those guys catch him. And like Phil said, if he can just settle in 5th or 6th and be done with it, then that was a good move.
Jason White trying to break into the top 10.
Remember, he was racing with Brian Eichler. Johnny Sauter was before that caution flag. And here's Brian behind that battle for 10th. Brian's in the 12th position, so that's about where Johnny would have shaken out if he would have taken 4 tires. We'll see what happens with 26 laps to go now.
Jason White's had a couple of rough weeks, fell out of the top 10 in points. Now he's all the way fighting back inside the top 10, or attempting to.
Jason White gets by David Starr. Brian Eichler also moving to the inside, trying to get by Starr for the 11th spot.
A couple of good runs there behind those guys. Again, James Buescher solid. Stephen Wallace, Max Pappas, and then you see the tire monkey, Mario Gosselin. This is a battle. This is from 10th to about 16th or 17th. If you want to know how competitive it is all the way through the field here in the Truck Series. Look at those trucks lined up there.
And the time is getting, the time of urgency is here with only 26 laps to go.
Lined up on the bottom of the racetrack.
Looked like Austin Dillon had a bit of a run on Timothy Peters.
Harvick was 0.4 of a second faster that time than Brad Keselowski. And that equated into now he has a 1.3 second lead.
Matt Crampton all over the back tailgate. Ooh, that 3 truck. Austin almost got into the outside fence.
Hey, look, he didn't lose any ground either. That means his foot never came off the floorboard. He just had to drive that sucker. Actually might have gapped Crampton a little bit while he was avoiding the wall sideways.
I think we have a tendency to forget, obviously, good battle here. The 31 of James Buescher, the 81 of David Starr in the battle for 10th. Austin Dillon's never been here before. And he only has 12 previous truck starts to his credit here. And he's 20 years old and doing a terrific job.
These guys side by side. James Buescher got the 12th position away from David Starr. Here's Jason White, and just behind him, look at that 3 or the 81 of David Starr. A little contact with the 31 of Buescher.
David was all out of shape coming off for turn number 4 there.
He was all out of options too. Watch this cat sideways off 4 without ever lifting off the gas.
That was a great view of that. Great camera work.
You know, you see Harvick here. He talked about how his neck's hurting a little bit. But when the green flag's out, Rick, you feel a lot better. When it gets really hot inside of one of these trucks is when you slow down under caution. So green flag racing is your friend, especially when you're leading like Harvick is.
Good medicine for Kevin Harvick today would be to end up in victory lane. He's looking pretty good on that path right now. Welcome back to Gateway. Let's take a look at our Dodge save of the race.
It's a plethora of saves.
We've seen a lot of great action. Check that one out. Mario Gosselin needed Stacy Compton to save his truck.
And we're not done. Stacy's going to come back to the inside. They make contact. He's going to try to make it 3 wide in the space for 2 trucks. They make more contact.
Let's do it again. How about Stacy Compton into the back of the 12, but he stays straight.
That actually looked like it helped Mario.
It propelled him ahead. It's like bump drafting.
Jumped him off that corner.
That was our Dodge save of the race. I think the only thing that has cooled off a little bit have been the tempers of Stacy Compton and Mario Gosselin. Still a very warm day here in Madison, Illinois, just to the west of St. Louis, Missouri. Battle for the 4th position between Todd Bodine and Timothy Peters.
Inside of 20 laps to go here.
Good decision by Johnny Sauter. Holding on to 3rd.
So far, great decision by Johnny Sauter.
And I really believe the key to that decision was the way he was able to perform right after that restart. He was able to settle in line there. They didn't all get up on him and knock him up high and take advantage of his tires. So great aggressive driving on the restart for Johnny Sauter has enabled him to find him some space to run in and make that a good call.
If he would have lost 3 or 4 positions on that restart, he probably would not have had the car or truck or tires to make those up.
You saw the distance between Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski. Those are 1 and 2. Some might ask, is this the most dominant performance that we've ever seen at this racetrack? Well, no, it's not, because Ted Musgrave led 158 of the 160 laps when he won at this racetrack back in 2005. So right now, Kevin Harvick has been out front 126 of the 143 laps complete, right?
They just